afternoon, Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So what I'm working on today is I've put my signatures together for my vintage winter, and all I've there's one. All right, so in each signature there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a coffee dyed paper. These coffee dyed papers have been covered in a clear gesso, so they feel a bit smooth or a bit furry. And so obviously my journal's going to have like 3 signatures, 6 pages each. What I did do with the kit's on my Ko-fi site. I've printed off some of the pages in vellum, because I want a vellum one in each of them. And what I think I'll do is I'll put that up against the, I'll let you see that. So I printed that one off. Vellum, tracing paper, it's whatever I can get hold of. I did that one. And I think that's a lovely one, that one. It's pinks and beiges and browns. That one's the browns and the golds. But I think what I will do is, because I've got 3 coffee dyed papers in each of I've got one in each of the signatures, I will put it up against the coffee dyed paper. So there's 7 pages in each of the signatures. This is the paper bag, and I do make it up in one of the previous videos, but what I decided to do was, I love the glassine bags, and I did buy some when I was in the States, but they're a little bit opaque, and I will use them. I got them from Michael's, so they're not as clear as some of the glassine bags. But what I did was I printed that off, and it's tracing paper. It's quite a thick tracing paper that I got from, is it Poundland? It's £1 for a pack of 25. So if you spoil 1 or 2, you know, it's not a great loss. So I'll be doing that, and if I like it, I might do some more. And because I love the kit so much, I can't stop creating from it. So I've got a pile of ephemera here. And this is a new freebie that will go on it will be on my Ko-fi site, you probably before today. And there's lots of postcards, tickets, there's some more postcards, all Christmas themed. There's some very large tags, and you'll recognize that from one of the pages, because I love these tags. And also there's an over the page tag. And I have cut this one out somewhere. So that's it cut out and inked up. Now I've just done that on paper. So that will fit over the page, because I love the over the page pockets. And then you've got all the little bits and pieces. You know, if I'd have been organised, I would have had this ready. I've took these from... I'm going to get a little visitor in a minute from my little dog. She's just come in with my husband. And that will fit perfectly and evenly on there. So there's 2 little pockets and 2 little tags. And we'll see with this one. You don't have to use them on that if you just want to leave the tags as they are. You can use the tags as tags. And you can use these pockets, you know, you could use these pockets underneath. There she goes. She's waiting on a treat. So I've got that, so that's that. So again, this will be a freebie in my Ko-fi site. It will work on its own with any Christmas journal that you make, and you don't have to have the vintage Christmas kit. However, it is a good add-on. You know, it's the more ephemera, the better. Yeah, they are all Christmassy, so it would only go with a Christmas kit. So that's that. So let me get these bits out of the way. And this, I've cut them all out. The 2 large tags are printed on cream card. I just wanted to see what the cream card would look like, and it's quite nice. And you can see you can put a big pocket. You could even use it as a front. I'm thinking of maybe putting it on the front of the journal. I'm not sure, because I want a pocket or something on the front or just on the inside. But you can see they're not that big. You can use them with a nice pocket. You could even back it with hard card and use it as a, you know, a journaling card for when you're journaling on your pages. So we'll put these out of the way. Oh, I'm leaving some behind. So what I'm wanting to deal with is I'm wanting to deal with these 3 coffee dyed papers first. And what I'll do is because I've got them sorted out, I'll put that signature there, otherwise I'll forget, and I probably will change it from time to time. So this one's it's not coffee dye, well, it is a bit coffee dye, but it's rust dyed as well, so I used some rusty water on that. I just had a bottle with water, and I put acetone and all sorts in it, and then just threw some nails in it and left it for a couple of months, and then just dipped some of my papers in it. I did do some coffee splashes. Now with this one, what I did was I was testing out some inks. So there's the Victorian Velvet Oxide, the Gathered Twigs Oxide, the Speckled Egg, and the Iced Spruce. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put them on the mat, and I'm just going to try it on one of them. I'll try it on, I think, this one, and we'll just see how it goes. So I want some water, and I'm just going to close the door, otherwise I'm going to get noises in from outside. So first of all, we'll go with the Gathered Twigs. Now this is a silicone mat I got from Temu. It's not shiny, it's shiny on one side, but it's matte on this side. Now oxides react differently to water to the distress inks, and I like dipping my fingers in them. So there will be a lot of stopping and speeding up and drying of papers. Now just let that, and I'm just going to dry that off. So, and I don't care if it gets on the other side. So this, I will quieten the video down a bit. There, so as you can see, it does dry slightly different. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of pink, and I like the Victorian Velvet, and I'm just scraping it on the mat a bit. And if you don't have enough water, you can put some more in. I'm going to have nice inky fingers at the end of this, and just a bit in there, a bit in there, and then again I'm I'm just going to dry that off. And you do see me dab it towards the end where there is some puddles that don't dry, so you don't have to, you can let them all dry. Now I've just mopped up the mat. So there we've got our pink bit. Now I'm going to put a bit of iced spruce. And it's a grey green, but it goes along with the colours of the the kit. Again, I'll just leave that and we'll get these white dried. Okay, and I quite like that. And if I just grab, you know, if you just look at it against the pages, it's got it is matching. It matches that one, matches, and if it doesn't match, it's okay. And we'll look at it through the vellum, so it matches. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of speckled egg. I'm not quite sure about this one, but although I do love this colour, I really do. And you can see some of the, I don't know whether it's showing up, but obviously oxide inks work a little bit differently. So when I'm tapping it down, some of the inks that have dried are kind of mixing in with the inks on the mat. So we'll get this one dried up. And there we are, and it is a bit crinkled, and which is fine. So what I want to do now is I want to sort of like just put a little bit of ink around the edges, and it's just, I think I was using Harmony Spectrum Seal Brown. I might change it and use Gathered Twigs, the oxide, we'll see. Just to lift the edges of the page up. And I'm dog-earing some of these as well. There's a lot of other browns mixed in with this. And it's got a little bit of paper stuck to it, so I quite like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just dipping it in the Gathered Twigs a bit, and I'm more off the page than I am on the page, as you can see, because I just want to catch the edges. Okay, and I've just changed my brush to a pink one, and I'm going to do a little bit of Victorian velvet just in the odd. And we'll just mix that in. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just lifting it off the mat. And I'm just going to go over the bits that I've done and just blend them in a little bit. Sorry, I hope I'm not making you a bit dizzy with moving this page about. Now I like that. And I think what I'm going to do now, see, I've got stamps out as well. There's a snowman. I think these are card stamps, Santa Claus. I got them in a second-hand shop. There's some like postcards, but I don't want them to be too deep. I don't want them to be black, so I want them faded. So I've got a couple of greys. I've got Lost Shadow, and I've got some of these. That's anthracite, that's smoke plume. That maybe would be the answer. I've got a brownie one here, smoked pearl. We'll try it. And twilight grey. I think that will be a bit black. And I've also got my stencils now. These two I made when I was doing my Christmas in July, but I'm not sure if I want holly because that would mean in green. But I've got the pine cones, which I quite like, and I could do them in a grey. So I think that's what we'll do. So I'm going to decide which way up I want my. I don't think it matters. I think we'll do it that way. So I've got like a fir branch, but I like this one. It's got the two pine cones. And put this pink one back. And I'm going to go with the brown because it's had a bit of everything on it. And I'm just gentle, in fact, put that back. I'm going to go for these. These I got from AliExpress quite a while ago. And they're good because they go right into the stencil without lifting it too much. No, you just get a hint, and that's not a bad colour actually, but it's got blue on it, so it's a bit of a mixture. And it's the smoked plume I'm using. There. And it just gives a hint of a branch, and that's all I'm looking for, just a hint. I'm not looking for anything to dominate the page. I just want it all to blend in. And the one good thing about a stencil, as long as it's not got any wording in, you can turn it over. So there, you can't really see it. I can make it out because I know it's there. But if you want it a bit more definition, then you just go over it again. Now you can see. So the cones, and the stencils I do myself, I make with my scan and cut, using either Doflex or Mylar. This is Mylar. This is a thinner plastic sheet, it is. Whoops. And there you are. And I think what we'll do is because I think these are going to be the centre pages, although I'll probably cover them with pockets. I'll have a look at this one. This is the Twilight Grey. That one's the Smoked Pearl. We'll do this one. This one will be a little darker. Yeah. As you can see, maybe it's a bit too dark, so what I'll do is I'll do the branches. And I'm not pressing too hard. I'm mainly holding the stencil down so it doesn't move. And I think what we'll do is we'll do a sandstone on the cones. So it's a lighter brown, but it's mixed a bit with the smoked pearl, so it doesn't matter. And we'll have a look at that. So yeah, that one's a little bit, the smoked pearl is a little bit darker. But quite like that. And one that I have bought, and I did it for the brick wall, because obviously with Christmas journals you think of like the brick walls, you know, it's the brick chimney that Santa climbs down or falls down or whatever. And I think I might do this in red's coming to mind, but I don't want to do it too red. I'm just going to do a little bit on the edge, and I just dabbed it on the stencil before I brought it down, and I can always go over it with the smoked pearl. Now you can see that's not too bad. So if it's too red, I can go over it. It's not too bad, but what I'll do is I'll go over it with some I'm using the smoke plume. So it still has a hint of red in it, yeah, and that seems to match. Now I'll put that away, otherwise I'll keep doing that. And I think quite like the snowman one. He's on like, he's backing onto a music sheet and a script sheet. And again, I'm not going to put it in black. I'm just going to use it in a, because I don't want it to come out too bright. So I think we'll use the smoked plume. And I was using these to print on material in an earlier video, and they were coming out quite nice. And it's one way of making pages, you know, if you're not a digital lover. Not everybody is, I understand that. It's not come out as great as what I thought it might have done, but you can see. We'll try the smoked pearl. This is one way of doing your, you know, decorating your pages. And we'll do this one down here, and I'm going to put it partly over the wall. This one might bring it out a bit too much. No, it's not too bad. So I quite like that, so I'm just going to see if I can just with whatever's left on there. Yeah, it's doubled it a bit, but I'm not worried. I'm not really bothered about that. So that's my page. And I'm really pleased with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this page, and I think I will do it with some holly. And I'm going to use this one, but what I think I will use is the iced spruce, and I'll leave that and pick out another one. I've got 4 of these. I got them in a set. Now, I'm not sure what the ice spruce is going to come out like, but we'll see. And there's not a lot of sort of like the paint and stuff on this one, so it's coming out quite nice. I'm doing the leaves first because I haven't decided if I'm going to do the berries and the tendrils a different colour. I do like to muddle up me stencils. See there, I've hit that too much. Instead of hitting it on the stencil first, I hit the paper, but never mind. And there we are. So I'm just going to go over this one a little bit more. I think I've moved it. And then I'm going to go in with the berries with just what's left on the stencil from the grey pearl and the festive berries. And do I do the tendrils? I think I might do the tendrils with gathered twigs. Because it will go over the berries a little bit, which is fine. And there we are. So it's not dominating the page, but you can see it in the background, and that was my whole objective, just to, I didn't want it to dominate the page. And what I'm looking at, what other colours have I got? I think I'll stick with the iced spruce. It seems to match the colours of my digitals. And I didn't purposely set out to do my digitals to match any of the Tim Holtz inks. It's just, I think it's just ingrained. I've got certain colours that I like, and when I'm designing my digitals, what I usually do is pick a picture that I like and I take the colours from that. And I'm going to go with something different. I'm going to use Forest Moss now. This is a distress ink, so it will come out a little bit different, and this is for the tendrils. So it'll show a little bit more green. Oh, I went right on that one. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to go to the sort of like the bottom inner part of the leaves, just to give it that little bit more green, so you can see. And then I think we'll go back to festive berries for the just lightly going over. And then again. Yep. And there we are again. It doesn't dominate the page, but it just looks nice. So that's, well, I find it easy. I apologise if you don't find it easy. So we've got that one. I need to make sure with it, because I'm going to do some stamps on this one now. And I'm going to do the I think I'll do that one. Don't like that one. And I think I'll do it with the, we'll try the ice spruce. They're not the greatest for stamping with, but and this stamp is just a little bit bigger than the block. No, it's nice, I like it. I think what we I might do is try and get a secondary stamp up here. Yeah, we'll take that one off, and I think I'll do this one. So this is like a bit of a Christmas tree, again with a bit of music, a bit of script, and a bauble and a heart. And I'm going to do it with the gathered twigs. We'll just put that one down there. Yep. And I think we'll have it partly off the page, because that's going to go into another page, so you'll only see part of it. And that's a secondary stamp. See if we can get a third. Very, very faint, but I like it. And I think that's it. So I'm quite happy with the way that's gone. So there you can see it partly on there. There's a little bit of one there, but that's a nice page. We've got this one, and we've got this one, and you've got your secondary stamp there and your main there, and you've got a tiny little bit in there, and that will look really nice with one of these tag pockets over the top of it. I think with that, and just because it's a digital doesn't mean to say you can't change it. The only thing is, I wouldn't recommend is if you print it out with an inkjet, don't put any water on it, because inkjet ink is not water resistant. It will bleed. And there's been a few times when I've had a wet wipe and it's come up against one of my digitals, and you can see it. Most of the times it looks all right, but if it's a laser, then you can coffee dye it over the top. There's lots of things you can do with it. And I'm just putting a little bit of ink round about the snowman just to take the whiteness off him. Well, he's not white, he's cream, but we'll just scuff him up a little bit. And there we are. So we'll put him back on there, and he'll look nice. Or you can have it that way, and you can have him that way, and put your pocket on, or your pocket there, and your tags in. And if you want to keep that steady, you can put a magnet on both sides and it'll clip it into the page, or you can put a paper clip. So I hope you get something out of that. Do look on my Ko-fi site at the Vintage Christmas Digital. I think there's 3 freebies now with it, or 2 freebies. I think it's 3. But as I say, I'm loving this kit that much that I can't stop creating for it. I need to stop somewhere. So anyway, I'm waffling, so we'll see you in the next video. Bye.